Okay, so Bakhram Murtazaliev stopped Tszyu in dominant fashion, and the first thing I want to talk about is Tszyu's lack of defensive responsibility after shooting his 1-2. Tim's 1-2 combination is one of his best weapons. He shoots it very quick, and when he's able to time it when his opponent doesn't expect it, he could be very effective with it. However, just about every time he threw it in this fight, he displayed no defensive responsibility afterwards. As you can see, he shoots the 1-2 and just stands there after, lingering in the danger zone with his head wide open for the counter left hook, which also happens to be the traditional counter to the right hand. A couple of the most fundamental ways of being defensively responsible after shooting the rear hand is rolling under to avoid the counter hook, like you see Manny Pacquiao doing here, and the other way is physically controlling your opponent after throwing to prevent a counter, like you see Floyd Mayweather do here. However, Tim showed over and over he would leave himself open to be countered after shooting his 1-2. Now Tszyu may have gotten away with the first few, but by round 2 Murtazaliev had a better feel of his timing and was looking to counter. On top of a lack of defensive responsibility, Tszyu would also end up off balance after throwing his 1-2, with his weight going past his lead foot. You could tell this is the case because his head would be past his lead foot after he throws. As a general rule of thumb, in order to be balanced, your head must be between your feet as you punch. What this means is Tszyu is not in position to throw a left hook, turning this into a classic 1-2-3 combination, so Murtazaliev could counter the 1-2 without having to worry about the left hook coming right after. So here we see Tszyu come in with a 1-2, and we see his head, as demonstrated by the red line, goes past his lead foot as demonstrated by the green line. He is slightly off balance, and he cannot immediately throw his left hook from here, continuing the combination. We see that he has to reset his feet in order to load up his left hook. Only after taking the split second to reset his feet and regain his balance is he able to load up on his lead foot to in turn load up his hook. This not only allows Murtazaliev to see the obvious left hook coming from the load up, but the reset of the feet gives Murtazaliev the time to attempt a counter left hook of his own. Compare this to Canelo Alvarez coming in with a 1-1-2. He punches while keeping his head between his feet. This keeps him balanced and allows him to throw the hook without having to reset his feet or load up on his lead foot to throw the hook, telegraphing it like Tszyu. He throws the 1-2-3 right from the position he's at, and the right hand loads up his left hook naturally so he doesn't have to telegraph it. So Murtazaliev knows that he doesn't have to worry about the hook coming after the 1-2, and whenever Tszyu does look to throw a left hook, he telegraphs it by loading up on his lead foot. So here we see Tszyu coming in with his normal stance. Then we see he loads up on his lead foot, indicating he's looking for a left hook. We can't see the feet from here, but we see he's leaning more forward than before with his head over his lead leg. Tszyu is going to try to set up his left hook by throwing a tap straight right hand to Murtazaliev's guard to make him think punches up the middle are coming so he could loop his hook around the guard. This is actually a very smart setup from Tszyu, but Murtazaliev was smarter. He saw Tszyu was loading up a left hook, and like I said earlier, Murtazaliev had a feel for Tszyu's timing by round 2 and was looking for counters. He counters with his own left hook and sends Tszyu to the canvas. Not only that, Murtazaliev used the high guard to specifically bait Tszyu to try to punch around it with his left hook, and as soon as he saw Tszyu load up, he unleashed his counter, and this was the beginning of the end. As always, special thank you to my GOAT tier patrons, Jason Maheenan, Grant Gabriel, Albert Chen, Gostal Ageza, Marshall Bott, Jesus Galindo, Nyan Valdez, MSM Neal, RC, Daniel Contreras, Lionel Johnson, Val Ravenheim, Jacob McMillan, JJJR, Tszyu, Josiah Rozier, Braden Sosa, and Maxwell Hodge, as well as my channel member, Lucas Miller. You guys all keep the channel going, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you all for watching.